Hello.
Moet even interviewen. Zeg eens even bellen. Ga je slapen? Ga je slapen? Nee. Oké, bel ik zo. Ik denk kwartier half. Ben ik niet. Oké. Zo, love you.
Hi, Alistair. Congratulations on the win. First of all, you started off with a bit of a slower output than perhaps we've seen you in the past. Is that because you knew he was going to be a tougher guy and you were going to have to break him down in the later rounds?
Yeah, I kind of knew. He's durable. Can take a shot, take a punch. So I kind of felt second or third round. Eventually took 5, but yeah, I kind of knew it would not be. I kind of knew it would not be first round.
Once you got him on the ground, it became pretty clear right away that there was a difference in skill level there. Particularly, I think the first time you started raining down the elbows in round 4, did you know that was where you were going to find the victory, was on the ground?
No, well, I was actually focused on maybe submission, but yeah, I kind of saw that the damage was kind of substantial with the ground and pound. So I was like, oh well, it's working. Let's just stick to this.
When you took him down in round 5, did you know right away, the finish is here, because he sort of just turtled up almost instantly?
Yeah, I kind of felt okay. He's kind of ready to go. Coaches were fantastic. Also told me the same. Get him down on the ground. You're going to get the finish.
As soon as you win, right, everyone just wants to know what's next for you. But the heavyweight division is kind of set right now. The 2 fights people online are saying a rematch with Rosenstrike, or perhaps seeing how Derek Lewis does against Curtis Blaydes later this year. I have to say, Derek Lewis was very vocal on Twitter about your performance tonight. He said he scored every round for Sakai, including the 4th. Do either of those 2 fights interest you?
So definitely, but yeah, Derek Lewis is just talking crap. My teammate Curtis is going to destroy him, and I'd be happy to kind of do that after Curtis. Curtis first.
Cool. And the rematch with Rosenstrike, does any appeal to you? Because you were winning the majority of that fight first time round, and then the end was a little bit controversial with how the referee waved it off. Is that something you'd like to do again?
Well, Rosenstrike, I destroyed that man. I schooled him. In my opinion, it was a very bad decision by the ref, waving it off with 0 seconds left. I have no problem running that back. In my mind, I already beat him. You know, it's only on paper that he kind of got it, and he knows it too. But no problem running that back.
So, but out of the 2, it sounds like you'd prefer Lewis just for a new name and a new face?
No preference. You know what my preference is? Quality time with my girls. I've missed them. You know, camp is gruesome. Separated for 8 weeks. I kind of do that on purpose to get extra hungry, extra motivated. So for now, I'm going to fly back early tomorrow and spend some quality time with them, and then we'll figure it out.
Cool. You mentioned motivation there. All this week, everyone's been talking about your age, how long you've been doing this, how many eras you've sort of been through in your fights. What is keeping you motivated? Why would you? I understand that you love fighting, but why at this point are you still getting to the gym every day, still training as hard? What makes you do that?
Oh, there's a couple of reasons, but obviously I love the sport, right? I've dedicated my entire life to it, basically, training for 29 years, competing for 23, first fight being in 1997. Love the game. I guess I'm good at it. I don't like a 9 to 5. It's been a long time that I did 9 to 5, but I just really love the game. And there's also the time issue, right? I can still do it now. If I would take a break, or if I stop, it's gonna be done. It's over. You can't come back after 2 years or 3 years. So no, I just really love the lifestyle. The guys in Team Elevation are great. They motivate me, and I just love the game.
Congratulations on the win.
Speaking of seeing and fighting in so many places, it's got to be crazy fighting at the biggest arenas in the world. And then what's it like walking in here into the Apex and absolutely no crowd, no fans, no anything?
So it's different. But I'll tell you this, my last fight was no audience as well, but I'll tell you, it motivates me because it's something new, a new impulse. And I don't know, I was actually very excited in the last fight in Jacksonville, very excited this time. It's something new. Maybe after a couple fights like this, I'll probably miss the crowd. But no, it just motivates me extra. Something new impulse.
Are you the type of fighter that typically is motivated by the crowd? Is there something when you walk out? You've walked out plenty of times, but do you tend to embrace that moment? You know, as you've walked out, I think some people could probably be, oh, it's just an old shoe. He does this over and over. But is it still special to walk out there and take those fans in when you walk in the arena?
Definitely special. I like also walking out in different countries. So I'm kind of missing that, right? Because all the fans everywhere are a little bit different. Japan and Korea, awesome. Very curious about Fight Island, right? But now there's no audience, obviously. But yeah.
Before, when you flipped the phone around, who was that on the phone? And is that part of the big motivation for you when you go out here and fight?
Definitely a big part of my motivation. That was my oldest daughter, Storm. She's turning 14 in a month. So yeah.
Do they watch you fight? What do they think about you fighting?
She watched the fight. I think they're a little bit nervous, right? Because anything can happen. You can get bloodied up. It's exciting, right? But yeah, it was a victory, so I think they're all happy.
Well, it was interesting hearing the commentary talk about, world-class striker, kickboxer, but how your game still evolves. You found time to make the adjustments in the fight to choose to do the ground and pound, which eventually got you the win. Talk a little bit about how you've seen your fight game improve and be able to adapt, of taking in all this experience over the years.
Well, I just keep learning and keep evolving, and that's one of the things as a fighter you need to always do. And again, I'm very happy with the guys in the Denver Team Elevation, because they got a lot of new stuff, and I'm just soaking it up, and great chemistry there.
And I know earlier you kind of made the face when John was starting to talk about the age. You're like, don't say 41's coming up. At the current pace of fighting about 2 a year, if you start to do the math, say if there is talk of 3 more fights, maybe 4 more fights, that starts pushing you towards 42 or so when it starts getting. Is it for you now the matter of when the end is? Is it just when you're feeling like fight's not fun, it's not an age, or is it a number that you've kind of set for yourself?
I've not decided it yet. We're gonna just see how it goes. I'm still loving it. I'm still improving. I still feel I can do it. So yeah, we just need to see it case by case.
And last one for me, I know a lot of people were talking about John Jones coming in, and they're like, oh, would that be a great fight for you? But outside of just you two fighting, how well do you think Jones will do coming into the heavyweight division?
Well, I've trained with him. I know him as a person. He's a cool dude. I think he's going to do good, right? He's a big guy. He's exactly my frame. He's probably putting on some weight now. So I think he's going to do good.
You mentioned you're taking each fight as a case-by-case basis, but have you put a timeline of like when you see how long you're going to be in the game?
Probably 1 or 2 more years, maybe 3. I don't know. We'll see.
And Dana mentioned earlier that you're making a run for the title. You want to get that title. When do you see yourself? When do you think you should be getting that opportunity?
Well, if it was not for the Rozenstruik judging debacle, then I would already be there now. But I think I'll need another win.
And then a shot there?
Yeah, but it also depends on the other landscape, right? But another win.
You mentioned you love fighting all over the world. Do you want to fight on Fight Island? Is that something that interests you, to be in that COVID-free bubble?
Definitely looking forward to that. It's something new, right? I've never fought in the Middle East, so that's something that I'm hungry for. I love new experiences. I hope COVID goes over soon. It would be great to fight in Korea or Japan. Is on my list. It would be great to fight in Australia. Never fought there. It would be great to fight in my home country, Netherlands. So even Brazil would be awesome, but Corona needs to go first.
Talking about that, like a big part of your career was in Japan, and what would be the top 3 places that you'd want to fight in before hanging it up?
Well, like I said, Japan, Korea, Brazil, Croatia, a lot of fans in Croatia, and then of course Netherlands.
All right, congratulations.
Maybe even England, by the way. I was born in England, even though I'm Dutch. Would be nice to fight there too.
Not Las Vegas?
Gazillion fights here. But it's a good spot, right? We beat Brock and we got some other crazy victories.
Thank you.
Thank you.